right, hey everyone, this is Jack and welcome to your free update. So, crude, let's talk about it. We've been really discussing the structure of this chart for about 2 months now, ever since April, and now we have a new high. And we have this thing right here, which, if you're already aware of the squeeze and the compression of volatility, we are now getting consistent light blue ticks on the histogram. So why is this important? Well, let me show you one more chart, and this is why it's important. You have a 3-day chart. Each bar represents 3 days, and we are above a key voodoo line if you use our voodoo line indicator. But we also have a high compression breaking out into a normal compression on the uptick. So what does this all mean? Well, in kind of the climate that we're in, it seems like this area is starting to let go. And we'll go back to the daily chart to kind of give a projection as to what I'm looking at in the future. And this goes without, mentioning other geopolitical events around OPEC. That's all kind of in the background and just as powerful, of course. But technically on this chart, we are holding a quant pivot midpoint, which is also a big deal if you use our quant pivots. So what we're looking for is an extension into one of these key tree lines. So trees are green, right? So the green line's up here, 124, and then the next target would be 133. Okay, if you draw a Fibonacci from, let's just say, the high to the most previous low, it should give us that tree line as kind of a consistent target, or a reliable target. Should be just very close to it. The 1272 goes up to 126.51. So that would be my ultimately less conservative target in crude heading into the next 7 days. So how do you trade this? Well, you can do two things. You can, trade micro futures for the long term for the next 5 or 6 days after the weekend, or you can sell a put credit spread on USO, which is a name that I typically just like to trade just because I enjoy it. And we'll talk about that on Monday. We're going to do a couple options strategies that make sense on USO. Unbalanced butterflies, broken wing butterflies, and etc. Just kind of looking to play the range and the direction. So not trying to pin it perfectly, but trying to be a part of the momentum into the 1272 at 126.5. Now, after today and holding the midpoint and talking about it all morning with you in the trading room, 118 was perfect entry, and we talked about it so much today that I'm looking for this to hold. We'll at least hold 118 since it was tested today and we closed above there at 120. All right, so that's my whole take right now on crude. It's just nice to see it working, nice to see it happening in front of us. Is that my ultimate high extension? No. I mean, I'm thinking, 3 or 4 months later, after the summer is over, that we will be above 130. But that's neither here nor there right now. But it's just something to look out for, and certainly something we can make money from as far as trading goes. So in the futures room, we'll talk about crude futures, and in other rooms we'll be talking about trading options on USO, or your oil or energy stock of choice, or XLE, the ETF. So we have a lot of options to wiggle with, and we'll see what makes sense. But I do like USO and crude futures going higher, and that hopefully this just continues up to that 1272. So at least we can have a sense of what is a realistic target, and I think it's there around 125 to 127. Okay, so talking about the S&Ps and how we closed out today right at about 4,100. What does this mean for equities in general going into Monday? So It's kind of a no man's land situation. I try to do better than that in these videos. It's just kind of a tough call because we made a retracement, and yes, it was halfway convincing, but then Thursday and Friday came in, and here's your hourly chart of what happened on the S&P. Another air pocket to short. So Thursday to Friday overnight futures looks pretty normal, right? And then in the pre-market, about 5 a.m. this morning, things start to turn downward below. You've got the VWAP up there. We're at 4109 now. What does it mean for Monday and Tuesday? Well, unfortunately, we have to kind of just wait and see. It's a tough call because it seems like this week, on the short week, every little bit of selling was bid up, and at the end of the week we are now just kind of back to where we started. And isn't that interesting? Here's your Monday through Friday. Here's your Tuesday low. We closed on the Tuesday low. So a lot of progress higher, but it didn't hold up. And that is the characteristic I feel like that we should take away from the market and just consider in the future whenever we get kind of involved on the long side and start believing it. It's always nice, to listen to moderators, kind of help you put that perspective in check after we've seen it continuously pull lower after any type of move higher. So if we do go lower, I'll tell you what I'm considering on the NASDAQ. And the reason why I'm paying attention to the NASDAQ was because a really, really key level for me in the NASDAQ is 12,689, which is our most recent first low below 700. And then anything below 12,900 still gives me a bearish bias on this market. And the other thing worth considering on a daily time frame, it's this. It's maybe we should consider the markets just reverted to the mean for this week, for the short week that we had. And I know that last Friday, we kind of, had a semi-rally, and that was interesting to watch. But did it mean anything? And so far, the answer is no. And so maybe there's more of kind of a short this market type bias on Monday, but we'll talk about it. Welcome if you're new. Join me every morning. We talk about futures, and we basically discuss all the things that are happening to help us get an educated point of view on what makes sense for a trade. And we have a lot of fun doing it. So I will see you on Monday, and have a good weekend, and we'll see what this market does for Sunday night futures, and come up with a game plan for Monday. All right, thanks for the time, and enjoy your weekend. We'll see you on Monday. Thanks for watching this video. If you've enjoyed the video, be sure to like and comment down below to help us out. Also, be sure to subscribe and click the bell icon so you can get notified when we release our next video. And if you want to watch us trade in real time using our own money, go to simplertrading.com to learn how to sign up. Good trading, and we'll see you in the next video.